The big news this past week was the whole. If I'm pronouncing her name right, I'm probably not. Is it Shakari? Shakari Richardson, Dallas Oak Cliff's own, got disqualified from her track event for the Olympics, the 100 meter, the American, um, because she failed a drug test because there was a chemical called marijuana in her test. Um, Thoughts? Um, I don't know. It's stupid. We can all accept that. It's a stupid thing. Just especially nowadays, since marijuana and weed and all that, it's so casual now. You have so many people, so many companies now um, that invest in weed, and it's just such a on and off drug to where it's not like heroin, it's not like crack, it's not like coke, where okay, yes, that is a harmful drug, but now marijuana, weed is such a drug that is, it's not hurtful, it's not helpful, it's just like it can be hurtful, it can be helpful, like coke, heroin, those type of drugs, they're not really that helpful. There may be helpful for 2 minutes, but the cons are so outweighed. So weed has just always just been, no one knows what to do with it, because on one half it's, yes, it can be a bad habit, but on the other half it's very good for you. It's very, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's a hobby. I mean, weed is almost kind of like alcohol to me in a way. Like alcohol is very helpful in some situations, but it is also hurtful in some situations. I could easily make the case alcohol is worse than weed. It is very much worse than weed. If we're not, yeah, if we're really want to debate that, I think alcohol is worse than weed. Yeah, that's crazy thinking about that. But is alcohol worse than coke? No, I don't. I don't think so. Is alcohol worse than heroin? I don't think so. Um, yeah. So going back to that thing, it's just such a like what I think Dwayne Wade tweeted something very, things I've known, but it's just kind of interesting. A lot of investors are, it's kind of a trendy thing. Weed manufacturing companies are becoming very trendy to invest in. Um, I mean, there was a stock I think I invested in. It was like a weed stock. It was just normal cannabis. It was a normal cannabis stock because cannabis stocks are very growing. So I was like, so I mean, there's plenty of investors that probably have a protocol in their own business that prevents weed. So it's so weird. It's just so it's such a weird concept because no one knows what to do with it yet. America is slowly getting out that um, weed is illegal aspect. I think what 10 or 15 states of the 50 states in the United States don't, or made, what's the term? Is it called decriminalizing weed? Decriminalizing, where it's like if you get caught with weed, nothing happens to you. It's not like California is legal. Weed's legal in Cali, weed's legal in New York, and I think 10 or 15 states are like that now. It's becoming normal. I think Texas will get there in about 10 or 15 years. I would say in 20 years, weed's going to be legal in the states. Um, so it's just so sad just to see, like, athletes failing, drug tests because of weed when it's like very legal in most parts. But it's just ugh, it's just stupid. Ugh, ugh. Um, but I will say, you she knew that signing up. Like I'm not trying to defend or except I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do. But at the same time, like, you know the rules. You know, like, I don't know. It's like it's a weird line. It's a weird line that I'm trying to cross. When you know you're about to do something, when you know you're about to compete at a high level, you understand that yes, there are going to be rules that you have to abide by. You know, it's like it is stupid. You could say it's stupid. There's plenty of things that I think are stupid, like stupid rules, but sometimes I have to abide by those rules just to make way. I don't know, just make peace with people. Um, there are certain topics I don't bring up around certain people because I just want to be peaceful and just be normal. You know what I mean? Like, so she knew that there was going to be a lot of drug tests going on with her being such a highlight in the Olympics. Probably the one of the most hyped up American Olympians that I have known. I mean, she was a household name already, and the Olympics haven't even started. But maybe because she's from Dallas and just very hyped up, or that I would know of her. But yeah, it's sad. Yeah, I'm really sad for her because that was gonna be so exciting seeing a Dallas person. Um, you know, being one. What she was the fastest woman American in a while, or I think ever. Um, and I think it's a 30-day suspension. So she's going to be allowed to participate in the 4x1. It's very confusing. I don't know how they do this, but I think with the 4x1 with the relays, um, it's more of a team sport. So I think they don't really disqualify certain athletes from participating in that. I could be very wrong here. I'm just kind of guessing or assuming. I'm assuming they're just going to be like, all right, they're going to drug test the individuals for the 4x1 at the actual Olympics, you know? So I think with the team relays, it's much different from the individual performances. I mean, and also, it's not that, I mean, it isn't in the world, but at least, I mean, what, the Olympics are only in 3 years, the next ones. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, it's like if I was a young Olympian, I would be very excited because there's going to be 2 Olympics in 3 years, 2021, 2024. That's really exciting and really like you have to take advantage of that. Those 20-year-old Olympians right now, they're probably very happy. So with that being said, Sha'Carri is going to definitely be in the 2024 Olympics. I hope she's able. I mean, I think the average prime of a speedster 100-meter runner is usually 2 Olympics. I mean, Usain Bolt had the 08 and 2012 Olympics. Did he do the 2016? I don't think he did. It's very hard to do a 3 Olympics. Did he do 2016? He might have done 2016 as well, but I don't think he won the 100-meter. Maybe even a relay. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I've seen a lot of people kind of compare it to Michael Phelps. I don't see that at all. The weed thing, yes, but Michael Phelps was completely different. Like, I wouldn't compare Sha'Carri's to Michael Phelps. Like, that would be very disrespectful to the Olympic committee and Michael Phelps himself, because his was, I would say, way worse of a situation because he technically didn't even fail a drug test. He was caught with a picture smoking weed. A picture. He probably did 2 puffs and probably wouldn't even he would probably still pass a drug test because it was a picture. So it was a picture, and what he lost, he got suspended 3 months, lost like all his endorsements. I remember like him and Kellogg's were like the duo. I think he lost a Kellogg's endorsement. Like, how do you lose a Kellogg's endorsement with a picture of you smoking weed? Gosh, and it was 09. It was like after the Olympics. So it was like, I think he missed like the World Championships the next year, which no one cares about. So the timing of his was extremely different. And after, because I think that was a year after the 08 Olympics where he like broke all the records and whatnot. But yeah, that was kind of cool. It wasn't cool, but it's not a fair comparison for neither side. And I don't have any comments of what I'm about to say, but I have seen things of like people bring up racism in this. I don't know. I don't have a comment about that because I don't know where that falls in this Sha'Carri situation, because weed is it's a universal thing. So I'm leaving it at that. I have no idea where that falls. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I have no idea. So I've seen that. I'm still trying to understand what people are trying to like. I'm trying to figure out the racism aspect of this. The weed fell in the drug. So I think that's a very universal situation, right? I would say like most people under 40 have smoked weed. I would say 90% of people under 40 have smoked weed. Every race culture in the world has. All right, whatever. So yeah. What else do I want to talk